We have a right to defend our citizens. We have a right to defend this country.
Okay.
And we're just doing the job. This whole idea of Shelby Park, that they would come there, is just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Look, these young men and women who serve our National Guard and our DPS, these are the best of the best. Why would he want to send anyone down to confront them?
Yeah.
I'm glad they stepped down, but they need to do the job. And the only reason he's paying attention now is because of the election in November.
Those Texans are patriots. They are doing a great job. I've had a chance to visit with many of them, and all they want to do is secure this border. We're here live with Congressman Cory Mills, and your reaction to the Lieutenant Governor saying we don't want a conflict, but at the same time, Texas will not back down.
Well, my whole question is when are we going to acknowledge the 10th Amendment rights for state and individual liberties? Why are we not going to acknowledge Texas' sovereignty? Why are we not going to look at the fact that, you know, these drug cartels, which, by the way, Joe Biden is like employee of the month every month for these drug cartels. In 2021, they went from what was $500 million in revenue in 2018 to $13 billion. You don't think that this is impacting the people of Texas? You don't see the increase in criminality? You don't hear in the Homeland Security Committee hearings the mothers who are crying over their children who are being murdered and fentanyl overdoses at 70 to 100,000. Yes, Lieutenant Dan Patrick is absolutely correct. Texas has a right to stand and fight for itself. I stand with Texas in their right to their sovereignty.
So he makes the argument Texas isn't backing down, but we get this fresh report this morning in Politico Playbook where a Biden administration official is essentially saying that Biden is backing down. Here's the background and quote from a Biden admin official. Quote, President Biden is finally admitting that he's given up on his campaign promise to enact more humane immigration policies than Trump. He would rather adopt Trump's border rhetoric than continue the work he started as vice president to fix the border by addressing the root causes of migration. So this is obviously some sort of, woke admin official for Joe Biden, and they're mad that Biden gets that this has been a total failure and they have to take the L, and maybe the best way to take that L is to acknowledge that Trump's policies were working. But if you've got these folks in the admin who are like the lib resistance to Joe Biden, what does it even say about their ability to execute on a border strategy?
Well, look, you're exactly right when you talk about how he wants to now go back to the Trump policies. Look, remain in Mexico should have stayed there the entire time. Title 42, maybe it's not directed around COVID, but the emergency health care issue is all of those who are coming from South America where they don't have vaccinations for polio. We're seeing polio vaccinations getting ramped up again here in the United States, where we're seeing the fentanyl overdose. We could have used Title 42, remain in Mexico, and all the other policies. But look, we need to just enforce the laws on the books. At no point in time do we need to continue to worry about passing new things when we know for a fact that the key issue is let's get all the justices down to the borders to process these supposed asylum claims, turn them back around, and get them out of our country. Why are we doing this catch and release? 10 years from now, you can come to us and do your court case. It's not happening. And then we're incentivizing it. Stop the incentivization. If you try to come to the United States, if you try to apply, look, you just violated one law. Why are we even going to consider you to be an American citizen when we are a rule of law and you've already shown that you can't follow the law? I think that we go ahead and start making things where we get rid of the actual anchor baby situation where one or both parents has to be citizens in order for their child to qualify. I think that we look at trying to make sure that we do the Remain in Mexico agreement. We start looking at working with the South American countries the way Trump did to go ahead and hold them in place and not have them skip 4 or 5. There's a lot of things that we can do that are already existing on the books, but also you've got Executive Order 212 Section F. President Biden can secure the border right now,
exactly,
just like this.
See, that is the fiction that the Open Borders crew and, frankly, the pro-Ukraine crew is pitching in Washington, D.C., that there has to be some bill to stop this, or there has to be some grand bargain. All he has to do is what Trump did. And Trump didn't have some special bill. He went and utilized the authorities that exist in Title 42 and elsewhere to ensure that we stop the flow of people, and then that created a sufficient deterrent. But
he was called a xenophobe, remember?
Sure.
When he was trying to prevent people from coming in, he was called a xenophobe, and meanwhile, all he was doing is what we all should do as elected officials,
that's really
protect America.
Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel with notifications turned on. You won't want to miss any of the breaking news.